Hi guys, it's Choco here. Welcome to Cooking in the Cave. Today we're going to be making a chili. We're going to be doing ours with nachos later on, so I'm going to show you that. But you can just use it as like a basis for doing rice with it. I've preheated my, oh it's smoking as always, preheated my oil, and I have 2 chopped onions, and that was 2 cloves of garlic. We're just going to be cooking those until they're soft and translucent. Right, so they are getting all nice and soft now. So now I'm going to add 1 red pepper that has been diced. Sorry if I sound a bit funny on this, it's just that I haven't done any of these videos for ages and it feels really strange. So there we go, and we're just going to let that cook down for about a minute. Okay, it's about a minute later. Now I'm going to add my quorn mince. There's about, I couldn't see, it's about 500 grams. I don't know if you can see that. You can cook this straight from frozen. Mine's been sort of defrosting on the side for ages now, so I'm just gonna, it doesn't matter is what I'm gonna say, it really doesn't matter, so I'm just gonna add that in. And just give it a stir around. Right, so this is, now that it's all stirred around, this is when we're going to chuck a load of flavour on that quorn. I'm just going to have to adjust the camera, I think. Oh well, if you're looking wonky, you're looking wonky. So, we've got 1 can of chopped tomatoes, that goes in. Second one, can of chopped tomatoes, and it's 400 grams, and again we'll stir that round a little bit. Okay, now we're going to add in, it's going to be 100 grams of water. And we'll stir that round. Now the difference between quorn and like using like a meat is that quorn doesn't have any natural juices. Okay, its job is basically to absorb all the flavors that you're cooking with. So sometimes you need to add like a little bit more liquid because it's very dry otherwise, and a bucket load of flavorings. And I always apologize to quorn, but it is kind of like a neutral flavor otherwise, and if you don't add loads of flavorings, it's going to taste like, not disgusting, but it's going to taste really bland. So now this is where the flavoring gets quite intense. So we're going to add in 1 vegetable stock cube. And I'm just going to chuck this in, and then I'll do the stirring when I'm not recording. And I did promise that I would, like, I promised myself I would have everything ready, but I don't. We're going to have 2 tablespoons of tomato puree. We'll do this. And try and do it quickly. Can't do it quickly. There we go, just whack that in. There's 1. Oops. And it would just happen to go to the end. Okay, I should be like tap dancing or something now. Here we go. Okay. And just imagine that's another full tablespoon. I'll add a little bit when I'm not trying to race for time. So you would stir that in. Now we're going to add, oops, can't find anything. So now we're going to add in half a tablespoon of smoked paprika, and I still can't say it. I don't know what it is about that word, I just can't say it. And we're just at the end anyway, so that's good news. Half a tablespoon of that. Half a tablespoon of normal paprika. So I'm just laughing at my nonsense. Oh, not bad. There we go. We're going to add in 2 tablespoons. Oh, am I saying tablespoons? I do mean teaspoons. This has just completely wrecked everything. 2 teaspoons of ground cumin. I blame it entirely on my dyslexia. So there's 2 of these. Always make sure you add, oh, sugar. Always make sure you completely watch the video. So there's 2 of those about. And we're going to add in 3 teaspoons of ground coriander. I will have to just stop and stir it a minute. Oh, it's not looking very good in there, is it? So give it a shake. This is probably why you're not supposed to do it over the frying pan. So we need another. That'll do. We're going to stop and smell it as it's cooking anyway, so there we go. Everybody will be watching this going, oh, what are you eating? So there was 3 of those. Now, this is a family-friendly chili recipe. So if you like chili, obviously you're going to add more. Now, we don't do spices in, or like hot spices in any shape or form in this family. So we're just going to add, we're going to add what is the equivalent if all my spices weren't like moist. It is about 1/4 teaspoon of chili powder. So, and it's we're using a mild one. So if you want it more spicy, then obviously, or more heat to it, then obviously you would add more chili powder. You might add some actual chilies, and you'd probably add about 2, I guess. We're going to add in a can of mixed beans. Now traditionally you would add in like just a can of kidney beans, but we're not keen, or I would eat it, but I know that my kids wouldn't. So we have added just a can, so 200, but whatever your size of kidney beans is, and you need to rinse them and drain them. I'm just going to add a teaspoon of brown sugar, and now for that kick that is missing from like the heat, I don't know if you can see that, but I'm going to add just a sprinkling of garlic pepper. Now hopefully it'll all come out, or not all of it, but just a little sprinkling. Okay, now we are just going to leave that, well, not quite leave it, we're going to let it bubble away for about, I would say, about 15 minutes, just on a lowish, or medium heat. You can like bring it to boil and take it down, but we'll just leave it as it is. I'm instead going to preheat my oven and get the taco mixture ready. If whilst you're cooking this you feel like it's a bit too dry, it shouldn't be, and it's sticking to the pan, just add a teeny bit more water. You've already got the stock cube in there, but I think this will be fine actually. You don't want it, because if you're doing tacos with it, you don't want it like slopping all over the tacos. But if you're doing like a chili and rice, you might want a little bit more water, but I think that looks pretty good actually. Right, let's hope this is all recording, because it's all been a nightmare so far, but this is actual normal real life cooking, so I may as well show you what it's actually like in my house. And if you can hear like Santa's sleigh bells, that's our little puppy who's wears a bell on her on her collar. Okay, see you in a bit. Right, so this bit isn't rocket science. You can probably still hear the chili mixture sort of bubbling away as we speak. So all I've done is, now ideally you would do this on a baking sheet, but I only can find like a roasting tin, so hey, that's what I'm using. We don't have to have everything. It's not going to make too much of a difference, I hope. So all I've done is I've lined it with foil, and I have a packet of nacho chips, and it's about 200 grams, and all I'm going to do is just chuck it in. It's really that simple. And because I'm quite like a messy cook, quite chaotic, then probably the fact that this has size is no bad thing at all. And that's it. That's the preparation that you do whilst you're waiting for that to cook. You can go and do your ironing, watch a bit of TV, come back and give your chili a little bit of a stir, and obviously use your oven timer so you know how long it's been bubbling away for. But do your dishes, or just chill, read a book, anything. Right, so it's exactly 15 minutes later. I've calmed down a bit. I was a bit freaked because it's been the first one in ages. So I'm chilled now. It's 15 minutes later. It still looks like mine's cooking away because I've got this weird oven, and I actually hadn't turned the ring off. Anyway, that's about right. If you were using meat, then you would need to when you put it on your nachos, you're going to have to like get rid of a lot of the juice. But this should be about right. I might change equipment and use like a slotted spoon, maybe, because we don't want that juice on our nachos. Obviously, if you were doing chili con carne, like with rice, then you'd want some of that juice. But we don't. So I'm just going to transfer it over to that, and we'll see how much juice we have left. Okay, just out of interest, if anybody else is interested other than me. Right, so I've just transferred it over, and there was actually like no juice, which is a bit weird, but anyway, so this is what it looks like. Oops, and there's a bit of a casualty down there. This is what it looks like right now. So all the nachos are covered with the quorn chili. So now I'm just going to cover that mixture with a whole load of grated cheese, and I have a request from youngest son, lots and lots of cheese. As you know, we are mice in our family. Okay, back in a sec. Right, so now it's covered with grated cheese. The oven has reached the correct temperature, which is 170. So now I'm just going to put it in the oven for about 15 minutes. I might check on it in about 11 minutes. And it's basically going to be done when all of this cheese on top of here is melted. If you were doing the chili with rice thing, the chili con carne, obviously like about a minute before your chili mixture is cooking, just put your rice in the microwave. Or, you know, like a packet rice. That's how I would do it. It's like so easy and so cheap. So that's what I would be doing for that. I just thought I'd mention it. Okay, see you in a little while. Oops. So this is 15 minutes later. I checked on it about 11 minutes, and it still could have done with a little bit more meltiness, and so put it in for 4 more minutes. Try not to talk too much. So now I'm just going to dish it up. So this is the end result of our family friendly chili nachos, and it's delicious. It's really nice. It's not too spicy, or not too hot, should I say. It's still spicy, but it's still quite mild, and you get like that really nice sort of aftertaste. There's definitely no kick to it. Again, so I didn't use like all kidney beans because my children just wouldn't like that. They're just too crunchy. So I've chosen the mixed beans, but you can use haricot beans, instead, or obviously you can still use all chili beans. What else did I do differently? I can't remember what else I did, but basically, basically, it's all about putting loads of flavour into your corn mince for this. Again, if you want to add more fire to it, then obviously you'd be putting more chili powder in, a hot chili powder, and like fresh chilies in, but we don't do heat in any way, shape or form. And it's just really nice. We've got some soggy nachos at the bottom of some of the parts of the dish. I don't know why, but we have. And that's okay with me. I don't actually like them too much when they're kind of like still quite solid. But it's all, you know, different. Everybody's different. So yeah, so I don't know if it went in the oven a bit uneven, and the whatever liquid was still coming off, kind of went a bit funny, I don't know. But anyway, it's really, really, really nice, so give it a try. Sorry if it's been a bit chaotic, but it's been a while since I've done one of these, and the next one might be a bit calmer, hopefully a bit more organised, but you live in hope, don't you? So it's probably never going to happen. So anyway, enjoy. See you later. Bye.